Welcome to Fellowship of the Cross podcast. I am Pastor Josh. This week's podcast, understanding the context of John 15:16.
Understanding the context of John 15 verse 16. To fully comprehend the significance of John 15 verse 16, it is crucial to consider its contextual framework within the larger Gospel of John. This verse is part of Jesus' farewell discourse to his disciples, which takes place during the Last Supper. In this intimate setting, Jesus prepares his followers for his imminent departure and imparts profound teachings. John 15 specifically focuses on the metaphor of Jesus as the true vine and his disciples as branches. Within this context, verse 16 stands out as a pivotal declaration by Jesus: "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name the Father will give you." This statement emphasizes two key ideas. First, it highlights God's initiative in choosing his followers rather than them selecting him. Second, it emphasizes their divine purpose, to bear lasting fruit through their obedience to Christ's commandments. By understanding this context, we gain insight into Jesus' intention for his disciples and are reminded of our own calling as believers today. We are chosen by God to bear fruit in our lives and fulfill our unique purpose within his kingdom. The significance of being chosen by Jesus. In John 15 verse 16, Jesus tells his disciples, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." This profound statement highlights the significance of being chosen by Jesus. Firstly, being chosen by Jesus signifies a divine calling. It implies that God has specifically selected individuals for a purpose. This selection is not based on personal merit or accomplishments but rather on God's sovereign will. It underscores the uniqueness and specialness of each person in God's plan. Secondly, being chosen by Jesus entails responsibility. The purpose behind this selection is to bear lasting fruit. As recipients of his grace and love, believers are called to share his message, make disciples, and impact the world positively. It emphasizes the need for obedience to Christ's teachings and a commitment to living a life that reflects his character. Lastly, being chosen by Jesus brings assurance and comfort. When faced with challenges or doubts about one's worthiness or abilities, knowing that Jesus has hand-picked individuals can instill confidence. It reminds believers that they are not alone but have been divinely equipped for their mission. Exploring the role of bearing fruit in John 15 verse 16. In John 15 verse 16, Jesus speaks to his disciples, stating, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit." This verse highlights the significance of bearing fruit in the life of a believer and sheds light on its purpose within the context of Christian discipleship. Bearing fruit encompasses various aspects of a Christian's life. It refers to producing good works, displaying virtues such as love, kindness, patience, and self-control. Furthermore, it involves spreading the message of Christ's love and salvation to others through evangelism and discipleship. The role of bearing fruit goes beyond personal growth. It serves as a testimony to God's transformative power working within believers. As followers of Christ, we are called to be fruitful branches connected to the vine, Jesus himself. By remaining attached to him through faith and abiding in his teachings, we draw sustenance from him, which enables us to bear fruit that glorifies God. The act of bearing fruit also contributes to the expansion of God's kingdom on earth. Through our actions and words rooted in faithfulness to Christ's commandments, we have an opportunity to impact others positively by leading them closer to God. Reflections on the meaning of appointed in John 15 verse 16. In John 15 verse 16, Jesus states, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." These words hold deep theological significance and shed light on the concept of divine appointment. The term "appointed" in this verse suggests a deliberate selection by God Himself. It implies a purposeful designation for a specific task or role. Jesus reminds His disciples that their calling is not accidental or haphazard, rather, it is divinely ordained. Understanding the meaning of "appointed" offers us profound insights into our own lives as believers. It affirms that our calling and purpose are not determined solely by our own desires or efforts. Rather, they are rooted in God's sovereign plan for us. This verse also highlights the responsibility that accompanies divine appointment. We are chosen and appointed to bear fruit, fruit that will have lasting impact. This challenges us to actively engage with our calling and invest ourselves wholeheartedly in fulfilling God's purposes for our lives. Ultimately, contemplating the meaning of "appointed" invites us to trust in God's wisdom and guidance as we embrace His plans for us. Applying John 15 verse 16 to our lives today. The words of John 15 verse 16 hold profound significance even in our modern lives. Jesus said, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." This verse reminds us that we are not accidental beings but intentionally chosen by God for a purpose. In today's fast-paced world, it is easy to lose sight of our divine calling amidst the noise and distractions. However, when we internalize the message of this verse, it becomes a guiding light for our lives. It instills within us a sense of responsibility and empowers us to live with intentionality. Recognizing that we have been handpicked by God encourages us to embrace our unique talents and gifts. It prompts us to seek ways to make a positive impact on those around us. We are called not only to bear fruit but also to bear lasting fruit, actions and contributions that endure beyond fleeting moments. By applying John 15 verse 16 in our daily lives, we can find renewed purpose and meaning. We can approach each day knowing that we have been chosen for a reason, be it in our relationships, careers, or communities.